broadcast again. That was freaking insane. I cannot believe... Okay, yeah, it's broadcasting. It's all good. I cannot believe that it was on the pause menu for Smite, and it was broadcasting my voice, and I wasn't... Or not Smite, ARK. And I was not even in that. I was in Twitch. I was in the settings and everything, and I don't know. That was freaking insane. So I don't know if that's going to get archived or not. More proof of my technical abilities. Gremlin! Hey, Gremlin! I don't need you turning that on. We don't need that on. No. No, we don't need that on, kiddo. We do not need that on. Oops. And again with oops. Oh, it's all good. I'm just gathering water. I'm not actually drinking it, so... Okay, so, it's been a little while since I've been in ARK. I think I've only done one stream of it. Anyways, this is, my main base. I call it the Roost, just for the sheer fact of I pretty much have only flyers at this point. I gave up on taming and using land animals. Considering the trike that I had tamed, due to my own stupidity, that put on aggressive and got itself killed. And then the dillo that I'd had bit the dust really fast. Yeah, that wasn't even funny. And then the raptor that I tamed also very quickly bit the dust. So yeah, I kind of almost exclusively deal with flyers now. Which isn't half bad, considering up here I don't really have to deal with anything whatsoever. But, yeah, I think the last time I broadcast, I think I had maybe just barely started building over here. Had maybe, like, my, the beginnings of my cabin there. So, I suppose I'll, like, run around real quick. Yeah, I got me some plants going on over here. But, yeah. Stop raining inside. Thank you. I keep hitting jump instead of climb. It's like freaking insane. But, yeah. My little workshop going on here. All the good stuff. And then I've got beds up there. More beds. I've learned that... to be efficient, you do not put just one bed in a location because it never fails. You're going to die very quickly and need to respawn in that location again. And if all you have is one bed, you're screwed. So I think in this particular cabin, I've got 3 beds? At least 3 beds. I don't know. I forget how many I have up in the attic. But then, you know, I think I've got several beds over here as well. I haven't really done... I just built these just because I was like, yeah, let's build. So yeah, there's a bed there, and I think there's a couple beds up here. Yeah, there's a couple beds up here. As you can see, there's like nothing else in this. But yeah, I just started building. I was really partly excited for the split screen to be coming to the Xbox One, because my husband also plays. And so, you know, having only one XB1 and everything, we couldn't really play together. We couldn't help each other or anything. So I was like really excited. It's like, yes, split screen. I'm going to, you know, expand this place a little bit. And, you know, he'll be able to come over and we'll have misadventures together. The split screen doesn't really work that well. I'm hoping that by the time the game officially launches in June, that they will have resolved the issues with the split screen. Primarily, the big issue that me and my husband had was you are very limited to how far you go away from the host. Which, I mean, from a developer standpoint, makes beautiful, perfect freaking sense. It really does. It makes sense. You don't want... you know, to have a visitor to a server, you know, taken off and, you know, not having anything to do with the host. But at the same token, and I just totally hit the mic, sorry about that. At the same token, the way me and my husband play is we divide up tasks. We don't tend to stay necessarily in the same area. We had the same thing in Minecraft, that one of us would be off gathering materials while the other one would stay and build. Or, you know, one would be off, you know, hunting something while the other one was staying and growing stuff, or, you know, something like that. And we do a lot of the divide and conquer type stuff. And the distance, I mean, let's put it this way. Where my birds are, my flyers are now, and yes, Gremlin, in case anyone heard you, hello, cat. Demanding kitten is demanding. Basically, let's say, because I jumped on my husband's server when we were testing this out, if my husband was over where my flyers were, and I was over here, the world ended. I could not move. The screen went red, and essentially all I'd have would be shadows of essentially objects dropping off the world. And it made it very, very difficult for us to really do anything. Especially considering, you know, I am very much a builder and expander, and my husband is very much about the exploring and taming. I don't even know how many animals he has tamed. It's absolutely insane. And he's always zipping all over the place, and everything. So it really hampered the way we play together. So I'm hoping that maybe they at least loosen the leash a little bit and make it so that split screen people could be further apart come June. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, until then, you know, he's got his server, I've got my server. I periodically will pop on to public servers, although I've given up on the PvP servers. My last foray actually was relatively recently on a PvP server, and I was minding my own business, running past a camp, a fort, whatever you want to call it, you know, a base, a tribe's base, you know, and I wasn't even that horribly close. I mean, I was within eyesight of it, but as you could see, eyesight could be a good distance away. And essentially the people that were there decided to essentially hunt me down, knock me out, drag me back, and throw me into a pit full of raptors, arena-style combat. Yeah. I basically was like, yeah, I'm done with the PvP. I'm like, you know, it's really difficult to try to get anything done because on a PvP server, a public PvP server on ARK, because of the sheer fact that unless you immediately are a part of a tribe, if you're trying to go solo, you're not going to get very far at all. You're really not, because there are a lot of griefers that will go, and while you are logged off, they will kill you, they will loot all your stuff, they will destroy everything that you've built, and they will kill off any animals you've tamed. Which makes it, you know, you have to almost essentially join a tribe to survive. Not necessarily a bad thing if, you know, you don't mind jumping into a pot full of people that you've never necessarily played with, don't know, and, you know, I tend to be kind of leery with that sort of stuff. My years of playing MMOs and being in guilds and whatnot, I tend to be very picky about who I group up with. I mean, even in ESO, both the PC and the XP1 versions that I play, or used to play, there have been some technical issues preventing me from playing the PC for a while, and some for the XP1. But anyways, even with the guilds I'm in on there, is you know, they were either I talked to people beforehand and found out as much as I could about it, or B, is if things didn't jive with the way I played or the type of people I enjoy playing with, then I just leave. And unfortunately, ARK, the PvP public servers, PvP public servers, leaving a tribe is not necessarily the smartest of things, because one is, like I said, you basically are not going to survive at all solo. But two is, yeah, sometimes leaving a tribe means that they're going to basically hunt you down and kill you because, you know, well, you left their tribe. So yeah, you can see I've done nothing here either. But they're here in case I ever do something. Yeah, this is a pretty nice little spot. I like it. I mean, pretty much every public server I've been on, PvP or PvE, this is always immediately taken. Like, it's a great spot. I mean, yes, on this immediate peninsula, you're not going to really find much in the way of trees or vegetation. But as you can see, you just go across the water and boom, trees and vegetation, no problem. But there's not really a whole heck of a lot of big predators here. I mean, dillos, that's pretty much what I've come across on this particular peninsula. I think my husband's had maybe some raptors here, and then of course compies. But beyond that, you know, there's not a huge amount of big predators right here. But yeah, very nice, fairly defensible little spot. Yeah, this is my roost. This is essentially my home base now. Every now and then I'll go back to my original base over on the beach back there, but you know. And then of course I've been playing with the idea of possibly seeing about mating my Argents. So I'd started building this for, you know, like a use my words, as an incubation room slash, I don't know what you'd call it, basically to keep the eggs, incubate them, and then to keep the hatchlings and juveniles until they're big enough to essentially feed on their own. Well, thank you, Matt Porter. I'm hoping that's a compliment. Yeah, I've been building. I'm on a private server, so I've been able to build on my own without having to worry about griefers, so that's a nice plus. But, yeah, anyways, I was gonna, with hatching eggs, you need to have, like, a generator to have air conditioners and stuff to keep stuff warm, so needless to say, building all this, kind of a makeshift generator room, I suppose. I don't know. I just started building and didn't stop. That seems to be the theme that I have with this stuff. But I haven't finished it yet. Like I said, I've been playing with the idea of possibly breeding my Argents, but I haven't really committed to it. From what I've looked up, it is a pain in the butt to breed animals. It's not so much the breeding, but it's the incubating the eggs. If you've got egg layers, and then taking care of the young, because apparently they eat a lot, and you know you can't just necessarily leave them to they can't feed on their own. They have to be like juveniles or something before they can feed out of a feeding trough. So it's like you're literally having to force feed the animals, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that much commitment, you know. Let's see. I'm actually gonna go and hit my mining camp. Boop. Okay, good. She's on follow. Alright. Yeah, I like Argents because they have a decent carry weight and they're pretty good attack-wise. The biggest problem I have with them is I got used to how fast a Pterodon flies. So, needless to say, it's kind of slow and painful sometimes flying with Argents. Let's make sure she's still following me. Yeah, she's still following. I've got little camps all over the freaking island. Some of them are just like little way stations that they're not much more than walls, a roof, a campfire, and like a bed or two. Basically just for me to stop if need be. But I've got a couple mini bases set up. Areas that, you know, that I might spend more time in. I've got a mining camp, and then I've got another camp up in the snow area for getting pelts and stuff. Alright, she's still behind me. I always have to check. I've got this fear of all of a sudden losing one of my animals. I actually had that happen. I lost an Argent. I don't even know what happened to it. It just disappeared. Well, I ended up dying, and I'm assuming it must have gotten killed. I never got a message that it got killed, but I'm assuming it must have got killed after I died. I ended up... it was over by my mining camp. I was out collecting hides and stuff and got killed by some dire wolves. And luckily I had my pterodons back at my roost base and zipped back out over this way to try to collect my stuff. I ended up collecting my stuff. I found my body, managed to collect my stuff, but I lost that Argent. All I could figure is she must have gotten killed. Looks like a good enough spot to land for a moment. Oh, that was a Coldle that just disappeared off in the distance. Yeah, my mining base is off a good distance away. It's actually up in the caldera up over there. Yeah, it is. It's very much literally across. I mean, basically, it's straight ahead. It's that large mountain straight ahead, not the one up in the front, but the one in the back. So yeah, but I mean, it's a really nice area, mining wise. A ton of metal. I've got crystal and I've got obsidian. So it's like it's all right there. And not only that, but because of it being essentially up in the caldera, I don't have to really worry about any predators or anything. The majority of the predators only go about halfway up the mountain unless I kite them up. Then, of course, they'll come up. But yeah, it's a nice spot. You can also access it with land mounts, but it's definitely a little bit more hazardous. The trail that leads up into the caldera corkscrews around the mountain, and it, at least on my server, has a ton of Rexes, Scorpions, Argents, and Sabers that are essentially up and down that path. So you're literally going to be having to fight to go up the path to the caldera, but it's a nice spot. It really is. Once again, it's another one of those spots that on a lot of the public servers are usually staked out and settled, because basically it is a nice spot to mine. I'm gonna say I think I might have a way station up over on this one. I can't even remember where all of my way stations are. It's just like, oh, this looks like a nice spot. Let's plop down a little hut. Yep, I have a hut over there. See the nice little square shape now. I don't need the land though. I'm good on stamina. For the public maps, yeah. Yeah, I'll every now and then go into one of the public servers, but I generally anymore I just stay on my own little private server. It's just I prefer to just do my own thing and not have to worry about griefers or have to, you know, necessarily worry about who's got stake for this particular piece of prime land or whatever. That or worry about ticking off another tribe. Yeah, I do play the PvE periodically, but you still have to contend with, on a lot of the public servers, is unless you happen to be one of the very first people on there, or unless you join a very large tribe, all the really nice pieces of real estate are already taken. Like, for example, where I've got my roost base, I have yet to find a public PvE server that's not taken. That unless you happen to join the tribe that has claimed it, there's no way you're going to be able to build over there. Same thing with the caldera here is pretty much the PvE servers is the larger tribes basically, or the earlier tribes, the ones that, you know, manage to get onto the server as soon as it goes up, are the ones that put up the stakes and take the really nice pieces of real estate. And this caldera is a really nice spot for mining. I mean, it really, really is. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of metal. There's also a good amount in here, and then going down the path, a good amount of obsidian as well. I mean, this is just a really nice spot to mine. And then, of course, you've got a decent amount of crystal that's up through here as well. Although, apparently it's not spawning right now. Oh, there's some over there. But, I decided to build up here to try to minimize the impact of my building because, you know, stuff won't respawn if it's, you know, so close. That's not what I wanted to whistle. There we go. You gonna land here? You gonna land here? No, you're gonna land down there because you're a freaking noob. Really? Really? Up here, yes. No, 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 don't do that, don't do that. The definition of bird brain. There we go. And of course I know that they've got no food, yeah. Lots of rotten, icky, yucky, yucky, yucky. It's been a while since I've been here. Oh, I guess I should have... Oops. Made sure. You guys should have enough food for now. Yeah, you've got okay for now. Easy enough to get more. Yeah, you guys are good for now. Do. Actually... I don't know why I landed up here because I'm an idiot. Ah! No! No! Come back! Come back! Because I'm an idiot. No, no, no. Come back here. Ah! This is why you don't let idiots do complicated things. Good grief. There we go. Talent.